Hello, folks. Good evening, and welcome to the show. A thing that we like to call "So Here We Are."
So here we are.
So here we are. This evening, go ahead and hit that little ticker there, the very top one.
Oh, the very top one.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. Ta-da!
You pointed at the
Thanks, Vanna. Uh, so, uh, this evening we're going to be talking about raising responsible ones. We don't want to call it raising responsible kids, right? Because we don't want to be raising kids. We want to be raising responsible adults, responsible ones. What's your take on
that. Too soon.
So, if you notice, Tiff's hair's a little wet. She's not just fresh out the shower and been rushed to get here. We actually had a good time today, right?
Yep, we had a swim party.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to leave in plenty of time, but someone, I'm not going to mention any names, they don't have much hair though, no, likes to talk and didn't realize that I actually had to look presentable.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
the hair, look okay.
Hair's brushed, just wet.
My hair didn't want to part right, but I think I look okay.
So annoying. Anyway,
so we'll get into the show here. We want to talk about raising responsible ones. You ever been to someone's house and their kids are just wide open, nonstop, and really have no couth or sense of respect and
sense of anyone that anyone is there, maybe?
Right. Like, they just seem like they're a caveman or a cave woman just running wild, right? Yeah. So we've gone to people's houses before, and it's not like our kids are perfect. Everybody wants to think that their kids can do no wrong, right?
Oh, my kids mess up every day.
And we come to terms with that a while ago. We understand that our kids are not perfect, and they need discipline, straight up. But we do things different in our home than a lot of other people will. And, we talk with our kids. We've had these conversations in the different episodes on how we communicate with our kids, the relationship that we have with them. And we have things in place where our kids have chores and responsibility.
And guess what? They don't get paid for it.
Right. So you think about it. The biggest thing that Tiffany and I have talked about kids think that, oh, well, my friends get paid for doing their chores and my friends get paid for doing this. Why? Those are things that you should know.
Yeah.
Those are things that you should be able to do. You should be able to clean up after yourself. You should be able to do the dishes. You should, at a certain age, you should be doing dishes. You should learn to do laundry. And you should clean your own stinking room, right? Make your bed and pick up your own dang clothes. You wore them. You got them dirty. I didn't.
Well, I feel like kids these days, not all kids, but a lot of kids have a sense of entitlement.
Oh, man, you hit it. I think that's the biggest problem with children not having any responsibility at home is they get this sense of entitlement that you owe me.
Yeah, and so when you're a spoiled, rotten, entitled child, guess what you grow into? A spoiled, rotten, entitled adult.
Right.
That nobody likes.
And really, you see where we're coming from. That they have no appreciation for things, and they think, well, you don't pay me enough to do this, and they get that attitude their whole life.
Yeah.
Lazy. If I'm going to clean my room, something that I should do, something that I'm supposed to do because I destroyed it, then why am I going to pay you for something that you're already supposed to do? Right. Everybody wants to, I just give you this as a side note, but in the places that I go and the people that I work around, everybody wants to make the most money for doing the least amount of effort. Mm-hmm. They want to make $1,000 an hour for sitting on their butt. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to do their job anymore. So the folks that are working hard, that are doing their job, they get dumped on, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're having to do everybody else's job and pick up their slack. And it is tough on the responsible working man.
Right.
So, Tiffany, what are some age appropriate chores that? And I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. My wife is a stay at home mom, so all day long she shouldn't have to be picking up the house and be rearranging and completely cleaning the entire house all day every day. We have 4 kids at home.
Right.
They should be pulling their weight.
Yeah.
From 15 down to 3, they should be able to pull their weight.
Mm-hmm.
So give the folks out there an understanding if they're new parents or maybe they just run around cleaning up behind their kids,
right,
and they've got all the stress on them, then what are some age appropriate chores? At what point do you start and how?
Right. Okay. Well, every kid matures differently, so the starting point kind of depends on the child. But ours all started at 2-ish. So they have to make their beds or pallets. My kids, y'all, they crash wherever. My kids never sleep in their bed. I just walk around the house and I'm like, okay, you're here, you're here, you're here. So in case of a fire, I know where to go get them. So I should say clean up their pallets.
Right.
Even Joshua, being 3, has to clean up his pallet. Now, you just can't be so petty about how the stuff is folded. It does drive me crazy.
She's got a little bit of OCD, folks.
It drives me nuts. And occasionally later in the day, I'll go redo it. But I don't go right behind him and redo it because I want to know that, I don't want him to think I think he's not doing a good enough job. He's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so clean up his toys. Let's see what else. I make him wipe down the table. He also doesn't do good at that, but he's got to learn at some point.
They got to start somewhere, folks.
Right.
So especially for the single parent out there, your job is hard enough. You've got enough going on trying to manage the home, trying to manage a job, and trying to take care of a kid on your own. Now, you may get some help from grandma, grandpa, aunts and uncles, things like that from time to time. But being a single parent, whether you have one child or whether you have multiple, then some responsibility needs to start falling on the child to help you out. Moms and dads out there, I know you're already struggling. Put some of this responsibility on the child to help you out.
Right.
And it's never too early to really start, but just give them something small. And when they begin to do that, you'll realize how much easier it is for them to take a little bit of the load. And, single parents, they want to be superstars. They want to be superhero, and they want to try to dominate everything. And sometimes it's hard to delegate things. But when you learn to delegate even the small things, you realize that you get a moment to take a breath.
Right.
Even stay-at-home moms that have a working dad, or vice versa. If it's a stay-at-home dad with a working mom, divvy out some responsibility to the kiddos and let them help make the day go along better.
Right. So
divide things up.
Judah is 7. Normally, I make my kids start learning to wash dishes around 5, when they're 5. It kind of starts out as a game, and you kind of got to rewash the dishes most of the time.
Yeah,
but by the time now he's 7, he knows, and he's learned the hard way. You do it right the first time, or you redo it, because I check all the dishes before he puts them away. So he washes them, he dries them, and he puts them away. But I check them before he puts them away because he knows I'll drop them right back in the sink if they're not done properly. So he does that.
Allie's the same way.
Sorry, yeah.
Allie rushes it. She's in that
just get it done.
Tween age. Yeah. She's a tween. So that 12-year-old mark is really frustrating sometimes. Oh gosh, the hormones.
It's the girl thing. Anyway, so Judah also has to clean up the outside toys because I don't like toys just all over the yard all night long. It's no reason for it. So he has to bring.
You keep looking out the window.
I'm making sure the kids aren't coming. Got to shut the door if the kids come. Anyways, he's got to bring in the outside toys, make sure everything's picked up, and then Allie, they share the dishwashing. Allie what else does Allie do? I feel like Allie has a lot of chores.
She cleans the bathroom.
Oh, that's it.
She has to scrub the tub.
She has to scrub the tub, and I tell you, like my tub, it's a rule. You clean the tub every single morning. Every morning you clean the tub. And still she has to go back and redo it, but it's okay. She cleans the tub, she sweeps the floor, she vacuums. All Jacob and Allie both know how to do. They know how to do their own laundry. I don't make them do their own laundry, but they know how. Like I can tell either one of them, hey, take this load of clothes and go start it, and they know how to do it.
And that takes a big, pardon the pun here, but takes a big load off of you. Them being able to at least start the laundry or be able to go, at a certain time say, hey, go check the clothes, and we separate our laundry, so a lot of my shirts and stuff don't go in the dryer. So that stuff gets separated. We know at what time what loads are in the washer. So, they can go and they can pull everything out of the washer, put it in the dryer, throw a dryer sheet in there, get it set, and put it on the correct time or the correct heat.
Right. Also, the 3 bigger kids put away their own laundry. I'll fold it for them. Sometimes I put it away if I get tired of waiting on them. I probably shouldn't do that, but anyways.
So see, even mom steps into mom mode and still goes in sometimes and cleans up behind them. But you still think that even the stuff they're doing, the small things are helping you out along the way.
Right.
Because all of it is not on you.
Yeah.
All of it is not completely under your list of things to do.
Right.
And the kids have to be put into a certain mode at some period of point in time where they have to learn some responsibility. Because if you wait till they're 17 to start teaching them how to do laundry, and they're already learning how to drive a car at 15, 16, 17. Our kids, actually, because we live out in the county and, we have a couple toys, so driving a side-by-side gives them some understanding on judging distance and braking and throttle control. So they get into that before they're put out on the street. With dirt bikes and 4-wheelers zooming by them, they got to learn some control. And it helps translate over to the road of people coming at them, paying attention, where somebody's at, blind spots, all those things. So if you wait till they're an older teenager, then they're already trying to fit in. They got to try to be the coolest ever. Parents, you know what I'm talking about. They got to try to come up with their own freaking language, and they got to come up with words that mean nothing of how they're trying to use them. Right? And you're like, did somebody hit you in the head with a 2x4 today? Why are you talking like that?
I'm pretty sure I just asked Jacob that. He called me right before we started this, and I'm like,
bruh.
What is wrong with you? We're in the sun too long today. Anyway, so Jacob, his chores are, he's 15. His chores are, so he cleans the toilet every day is a rule. The toilet has to be cleaned every day in our house. We only have one, so it's not a big deal. But he willingly took that chore from his sister because he got tired of me griping at her and having to go back and redo it. So he's like, Mom, to save us all some, what's the word?
Heartache.
That's the word. Heartache. I'll clean the toilet every day. So anyways, Jake cleans the toilet every day. He sweeps and mops the bathroom floor every day. And he mows the yard and he weed eats. Mm-hmm.
So think about this,
and
folks.
On top of it, he has a job.
He does. And he works 40 hours or close to 40 hours every week.
While he's not in school.
So think about this, folks. Like, you want the very best for your kids. You want to set them up for success. In everything that you say and everything that you do, you want to do the very best for your kids. Mm-hmm. And so think about that child that comes to your house and has no home training. No responsibility. Tell these folks about the Tennessee tornado that came to our house.
Tennessee tornado. I don't even know Tennessee tornado's real name. Not that I could drop it here. But this girl, Allie, was how old? It's probably been 3 years ago.
Oh, it's more than that. We were in the old house.
So maybe 4 years ago. So Allie was probably 6 or 7, maybe. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyways, and this girl wanted to stay the night.
Begged.
So we let her, and apparently they stayed up all night because I went in that room. Her parents were on their way to get her, and I'm like, to tell her, and literally could not see the floor. I did not know Allie even had this many.
Couldn't even hardly open the door.
No, but what was her excuse when I was like, y'all got to clean this up? Oh, it makes her sick to her stomach to have to clean it.
Some of you men out there, if your wives are listening and you're listening in, this ain't just a show for women. This is a show for men. Y'all need to listen to this. So if your wife tells you to wash the dishes and you use that excuse, oh baby, it makes me sick in my stomach to wash the dishes.
I was not amused by her excuse. Now she got out of it because her parents got there, and obviously they don't make her do a lot of cleaning. But then Allie was left with the mess, so Allie has never again asked for her to spend the night. And
never.
She is very cautious about who she asks to spend the night.
Yeah.
They're going to destroy her room. They're not invited.
Yep, 100%. She cares about what she has. Now, Allie is a little bit of a diva. Anyway.
She gets that from you.
No, she gets that from my niece.
Yes.
My sister's child is a diva, 100%. And Allie has hung out with her several times. So the changing clothes. So she had to learn a hard lesson. When you change clothes, you put them, if you put them on to see how they look and then take them back off, you put them back on the hanger. You don't just wad them up and throw them in the floor. You don't throw them in a corner, right? No. And so she had to learn these hard lessons. But if you don't encourage your kids to start somewhere, don't take the whole responsibility on yourself and then baby these kids. Come on, folks. This is some of the problem, that our children are babied far too long. Yep. And then they get out in the real world and they expect everybody else to baby them too. And you know, they're really not set up for success.
Well, yeah. I mean, Mom, I know you're probably gonna hear this, but she's even my grandmother, my kid's great grandmother. She would be like, "Hon, do you think they really need to work that hard?" And I'm
yes,
like,
ma'am.
Did you forget where you came from, woman? Because I'm pretty sure you were working at this age, right?
Right. Mima is old school, and it's just that different mentality of when you become grandma and great grandpa, because I've seen the change in my parents and in your parents.
Yeah.
So your mom, we called her Mean Jean.
Oh, she was. Hey, I got any friends listening? Y'all know Mean Jean.
Y'all know Mean Jean. Y'all remember Mean Jean. But then when she had grandkids, she turned into a marshmallow. Like, she is soft around these kids.
Let me tell you about my mom, okay? We sat down at the dinner table. My mom cooked home-cooked meals every night. We had to eat at the table. We were never, ever, ever allowed to eat anywhere in our house except the table. My whole life, my whole 21 years I lived at home.
When I first started coming around,
you could not eat on the couch.
No, you did not take a plate to that couch. You didn't take a drink to the couch.
Y'all know we're all, how many grandkids were there? 7 grandkids
today?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 today.
Y'all know where they ate? All 7 of them on the couches.
Mm-hmm. Out in the sunroom, all on the couches.
Grandkids.
Soft. Grandparents are soft. I'm going to start a support group for those that are new grandparents. We're gonna, those of us that are still just bare knuckle hard parents, we're going to keep you guys in line. Don't get soft on us.
We'll remember this in a few years when we're grandparents. I can hear it.
Oh, gosh. So as we get ready to wrap this up, we want to thank you folks for listening. Thank y'all for hanging out with us this evening and spending your time with us, listening to us ramble and rant about all these different things. But along the way, we hope that all of it is beneficial to you and helps you in your daily lives, because that's what we want to do. We want to take our experiences and just help, not just be a dumpster fire and puke them onto you, but
right. And don't be afraid to give your kids a good swift kick in the pants. Right. I mean, shoot,
they need motivation.
Even your kids' friends these days, like, they need to not grow up and be losers.
Yeah, our kids do pretty well, and I'm not just saying that because I brag on my kids, but we've raised them to be responsible. We've raised them in a way that they have to own up to their responsibilities and be bigger and better than the next guy. Not as to look down on somebody, but to just be motivated and have initiative. But their friends come over here and they know that they're not just going to destroy things. They know that they're not going to just take things out and leave them laying. We're going to hold you accountable the same way as our kids. If you don't like it, don't come back. Right. So we got to make our announcements here. As we wrap this up, I want to show you this. So hit that middle one right there. Okay. There you go. So here we go. The June giveaway. Here it is. Ooh, no labels, no seal, no name. So it's still a secret. It's a black envelope, so you can't try to use the light and look through it. Our June giveaway will be June the 26th. We decided not to make the announcement of what it is before June 26th. We were going to do it on the 19th, but we did away with that because we control the contest.
We can. Yeah.
Straight up, we can. So you have to like the video, and you have to comment the names of the couple that you want to put into the drawing. It can either, if it can be your own. It can be someone that you that need a date night, need some time out.
Sorry, the dog came in.
In comes the dog. So no, he just can't stand it. He has to lay on the carpet. So anyway, you have to like the episode, and you have to comment the name. If you share it after you have liked it and commented, then that gives that one an extra entry.
Right.
But if you only share it, or you only like it, or if you like and share, it doesn't meet the rule criteria. Everybody got it? Good. We announce it every time. So we just want to make sure that you folks understand just a couple weeks left, and then we will make the drawing here on the show. So we will make the announcement. We will tell you where it is, what it is, and announce the winner.
Also.
So there you go. If you have questions, if you need some help for marriage counseling, if you need some help in parental guidance, things that we don't talk about on the show, maybe some issues, some topics that we haven't touched on, that maybe you want some information, you got to ask us some questions. We don't have all the answers, but we know enough people that we can pull some things together without sharing your information, and you don't have to put it in the comments of what you have going on and what you need help with. So you're not airing your laundry. We will keep everything confident, and you can rest assured that we will not share your information. Now, we may use something in the topic of a show, but we will not release your name or information or the likeness thereof. So that will be private if you email us directly. Also, we will need you to be contacted if you are the winner of the giveaway. We will contact you through Facebook or directly through either Facebook, Messenger, or our email. So we will have to get in contact with you. You will have to respond within 7 days. So you'll have 1 week from the announcement, because not everybody watches the show live. Some people may watch it on the replay, but you will have 7 days to respond. And if there's no response, we will make another drawing, and somebody will take your spot. So listen to the rules, listen carefully, pay attention, and follow the rules. If not, you forfeit.
Like, share, comment, email us.
All right. So everybody's good. We appreciate you again for watching. Thank you for each and every one of you that reaches out to us and all the things that go along with the show. We appreciate you big time. So here we are, and signing off. Hit that end button for us, Tiff.
I don't know where the end
right there in the top right. I got an instructor. Thanks.